Hey everybody, it's me, the Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl, and welcome back to Twisted Stitches, our online shopping and yarn and fiber event here at Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. I wanted to start off this afternoon with a little inspiration. Before I do, though, I want to thank everybody who was on the show this morning and who sent in their comments and wanted to see other things. So we'll be getting to those, I promise you. In the meantime, I take a little breath here. I've been scurrying to get ready because between last show and this show, I actually did an online knitting class for our Click and Knit class, and that went great. What fun we had doing a Zoom knitting class. And so if you know of anybody who is interested in learning to knit, please share the link to Click and Knit on nittygrittyyarngirl.com. And we have sessions it's a 3-session program. We've got classes today, and they'll be ongoing. So if you, if you can't sign on to this one, you can sign on for another. And be sure to share that on your page and with all your friends. So, inspiration. Sometimes we see a yarn, and we just have to have that yarn. Oh my gosh, I need to have this yarn. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, though. Or we'll see a pattern and we have no idea what yarn we're going to use for it. So I don't know how you get your inspiration for your different yarns, but I spend a lot of time going through books and magazines, and we spend time on the online sites that are out there and looking for different things because, no matter how much we have when it comes to patterns and fiber, we're always looking for something interesting and new to create. So here's some things that I've been inspired by recently and the yarns that I was inspired to make them in. One was this dragonflies pattern. I just thought this was one of the most unique and different things I have seen. That's a combination of bobbles and what they call nups. The little bobbles here, reverse garter stitch, and some cabling. So there's a lot of interest in this pattern. And when I saw that, I thought immediately I need something special to knit this with or knit it in. So what I went to was Juniper Moon Farms Organic Merino. This is their worsted weight. It's called Santa Cruz. And it is an amazing yarn to work with. I'm so excited that I made that shawl using this yarn. And the variety of colors that we have in stock right now are all here. They're beautiful, soft, muted tones. Even when you look at the red, it's just gorgeous. And I thought this was one of the most amazing patterns that I would like to work with. If you love cables, and even if you've not done cables before, you practice on something else, and then you go to this jacket using Santa Cruz, and just an amazing piece. These are all on our website. All the Knitting Fever, Juniper Moon Farm patterns are all on our website in kits. So if it's something that you're interested in, please go to the website, and if you don't see what you'd like, contact me either at nittygrittyyarngirl.com, or you can call me at 203-856-6755, and I'll be more than happy to consult with you and help you choose the project that you think is going to be best for your next. So let's stick with Juniper Moon Farm for a moment and look at the Hario Fine. This is just as soft as can be. It's a 75% alpaca, 25% polyamide. It's a fingering weight yarn, and you have on here 461 yards. One of the patterns that we've done recently with this is called Stripe Factor. But this from Juniper Moon Farm is just a beautiful shawl. And the drape is going to be so lovely using the Hario Fine. The alpaca just falls so beautifully. It's got its own little halo. And it's just a fabulous little... And socks. Socks using Hario Fine. Fun, huh? But I want to show you something that's really special. come here for just one moment. This beautiful, I call it a bridal shawl. Doesn't have to be for brides. It can be for anyone. We just happen to work it up in white on white. This is one skein of Hario Fine in the Villa Blanca. And 2 skeins of Silky Kid by Ella Rae. My video man is taking a beautiful shot of this as I walk over to the soft, lovely Silky Kid. Really a beautiful, beautiful yarn. Great fiber. So you can use 1 skein of the Hario Fine, 2 skeins of that, of the Silky Kid, and you've got a beautiful piece. Now, let's take that one step further. Let's pull, here. Let's grab the pink. Okay, so this one is peach. It's called peach. But let's take a peek here. Take this peach and you knit it with this. That's going to be so pretty. So in this particular piece, in this shawl, they're worked separately. You do some of this and then some of this. You've got a little bit of the alpaca and then a little bit of the Silky Kid. There's another way you can combine those, which we'll talk about in a minute. But for now, just keep that in mind. All the different ways you can combine different colors to create different effects and different fibers to create different textures between the Dragon Tears and Santa Cruz, and then the Hario Fine and the Silky Kid for the bridal shawl. Oh, and by the way, the pattern for the bridal shawl is called Sparkle and Fluff. Okay, so let's keep moving here. And let me show you a few other things. While we're on combining fibers and textures, okay, so let's keep I am wearing what's called a swancho. You may have seen me wear this before. I love my swancho. I love the fact that it has a lot of movement to it. It's not confining, and at the same time, I don't have to wear a sweater over a sweater. So this is a great little pattern that I found online. So what did I do with this? I said, I need to do something a little bit different. So I took I believe this was here, it's back here. I took a skein, I took the Indulgent Sport hand painted, and I mixed it with the color that I used. I mixed it with the gold. So what happened here was when you mix them together, I held them together to create this texture and to pull a new color out of the single skein. So it created this, and then what I did was I grabbed the Ella Rae DK and used that as my my contrast color. So you can see where you're mixing different textures together to create a whole different effect in one pattern. Now, after I did this, several of my knitters in my group decided they wanted to create this swancho as well. They didn't want to have the same effect. So what they're using is Patagonia. This is a DK weight yarn that you only use one color for your main and one for your contrast. So where you might have your gold as your main, you have your cream as a contrast for your offset, or you can do something like this and create your own pattern. So we have folks that are working on this in this and this combination here, which is really very pretty. And we have, where's another that we've got going on? Where's this one? And also this. So there's lots of different ways that you can, this is what we got here, that, and then there's another one that's doing the purple. Anyway, so you see how all those different combinations can work up. And again, we talked a little bit this morning about mosaic knitting, how I just love the look of mosaic, and you can see there's so much of it on this. It makes me feel really good. So we have our Juniper Moon Farm Hario Fine, which is your fingering weight. Patagonia is your DK, and then DK or Sport. Yeah, it's a DK. And then, whoops, and your Santa Cruz, which is a worsted weight. So if you have any questions on the Juniper Moon Farm line, please give me a call or send me a message on Facebook or at nittygrittyyarngirl.com. Someone asked if I would show again the origami shawl. So let's go this way. Oops, watch your feet there, cameraman. I'm using Akari for this shawl. It was shown originally in the Noro magazine in I just lost my head. Oh, in Silk Garden. And so there are different textures. The Silk Garden, oops, has a little more 45% wool, 45% mohair. When you look at the Akari, you have 25% silk, 21% cotton. So it's a lighter yarn as far as wearing it summer months and spring months, etc. So they both work, and which is really what I like about Noro yarns, is you can interchange them. Akari comes 528 yards to a skein, to a ball, and the Silk Garden is about 105, 110 yards. It's 100 meters. So you'll get the same effect, but you'll need a lot more skeins to if you use this. But it's all what you like. The Akari are more muted tones. You know, if you look at the purple and the blacks in here, and you look at the purples in here, you can just see that it's a more vibrant a saturation of the colors. But it's all what you like. It's all what you like. So this origami, Paul, if you can take a close-up of that so you can see the texture on that. And that takes 2 skeins. And I believe that is on, yes, this is on our website. And you can order that from the website directly, or you can give me a call and I'll work with you on colors and help you to find something that works for you. We talked this morning about Painted Sky being a yarn that's good for the night shift shawl. If you're a sock lover, Painted Sky also works beautifully for socks. It's a little heavier weight. You know, I call it the socks that you run around with bare feet on. You know, it's a great little yarn for making socks. Okay, so let's move along, and one of the newest yarns that I got in recently, that I love and this is a worsted weight. It's a fun yarn for summer. There's a summer sweater. I don't know if I brought the book down for that. Jody Long Coastline yarn. It's I love the way it works up, because it's got, if you look at it, you can see a little thread running through it. Here, let me grab the purple so you can see it. See, it's got that little thread running through it of the gray and the pink. It's like pink on pink. Really pretty. So it gives a lot of texture to your piece when you're working with it. And there's a striped sweater that, let me see. Do I have that book here? It must be upstairs. That's okay. I'll bring it down for the next one. Yeah, the book is not here. But Jody Long is a great multi-purpose. It's great for baby blankets, baby knitting. I love to use cotton for baby knitting because it's so versatile, and the baby's not going to be allergic to it. People get so concerned about allergies in babies. So I always recommend, if you're concerned with that, why not just use a cotton instead of a soft merino? You're going to get a lot of wear out of cotton. Whoops. And by the way, merino is washable too. Yeah, you do have to take a little extra care with it. But I think moms today understand that, and they're willing to do that. Here's another cotton that's great for babies. Is Eurobaby Kid Cotton. I knitted a, you might have seen on my page, a baby blanket out of this for a little boy basket weave pattern that was just so pretty. This works up very nicely for babies as well. You know, sometimes you'll see a pattern and you'll wonder, I don't know, I'm not so sure if I'm going to like the way that looks. I like it, but not crazy about the way it looks online. That actually was what happened with this. But sometimes you have to look beyond the skein. And it's not always easy. That's why we work up other different things for people to see. When I saw this pattern for Huasco DK, I thought, you know, I think I'd like that. I'm just not sure I like the colors, the way it looks in the picture. And sometimes, you know, it's like people say, I don't like the way I look in that picture. Well, that doesn't mean that you're not a beautiful person. And so when I looked at this scarf, this shawl, I said, you know, I think I like it. I'm just not sure I like the colors. So decided to work it up using the same yarns, just in different colors. And I love it because it's short rows. So you've got your narrow end on one side, and then the wide on the other. It's all created by knitting short rows. And so what did we do? We used one of these, the pink. Here we go. We used that one here. And we used this purple here. And so just by choosing those colors, working up the same pattern, using a different color combination. Look at this. Pretty, 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 pretty. Whoop. So this is, and these are both Araucania yarns. They're Huasco DK. They sell for $22.95. And I think you needed, I have to remember off the top of my head, I can't remember how many skeins of each you need for that pattern. Oops. Indulgence Sport that I use for the swancho I'm wearing. You can make a simple little cowl with that as well. Lots of color combinations. These are on our website. This is one of my favorite colors right there. I love that. Love it, love it. And again, you could make that same shawl, this same shawl. Interesting. Mix this and this together. Look at that. Pretty. Pretty, pretty. So much we can do. So many colors. So much yarn, so little time, as they say. So let's see what else I can show you. Any questions that anyone has while we're live online together? Here's another little goodie that you can use your painted sky or any speckle type yarn for. You can even use your Noro Ito or Tsubami could be used for this. Great little yarn, using three skeins of painted sky for this. This is called Cascade 13. It's like a Godiva. This is Lana Mia Uni. I cannot tell you what a hard time I had learning to say this. Lana Mia Uni. When I had told my yarn salesman, I love my Jim Baldini, I said, I feel like I'm at a luau when I'm ordering this yarn because the name is just so interesting. But you know, I love this for borders and trims when, you know, to mix different colors when you're doing something. And even though the yarn, the colors, the texture is a little bit different, you know, you can mix them together. Again, you're solid with a stripe. When you're mixing fibers together, you just want to make sure that you're not putting a very drapey fiber with a like a worsted wool. When I was first creating the Papillon, I was deciding what I wanted to use. And of course, if you look at what you have in your supply and you go, I have this and I have that, but they don't really work well together. So that's why I decided to go with the Queensland and then use the Lana Mia Uni with it for the contrast, because the twist is the same, the fiber content is the same, and I believe, well, the yardage may be almost the same as well. By the way, if you're making the Papillon shawl, if you're making the petite version, which is what I made, you need 1 skein and 1 skein. If you're making the full size, you'll need 2 of your main color and 1 of your contrast color. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about the Papillon shawl. Basic, what I like to call a workhorse. Many of us call them workhorse yarns in the business, which are your basic, all-round great yarn. Ella Rae DK Superwash Merino. This is the worsted weight Superwash Merino. It works for almost any project, any sweaters and scarves, and it's a great project. It's also a great yarn. If you're learning, it's a good yarn to learn on because it's the stability of it is really nice and it's a good texture. So this is one. Anna Marie, you asked me about a yarn for a sweater. This is what I would recommend. The Ella Rae Superwash Classic Merino. And the price point is good, and it would be great for that project that you were looking at. If you're looking for a quick and easy project, something that you can whip off your needles quickly, a great gift or something that you need to send out, the Katia paint is a great yarn that you can use for that. Nice thing with Katia is they give you a knit and a crochet pattern for everything that they put out there. So that's always, it's a nice option for everyone who enjoys crafting, knit, or crochet. So the paint pattern, yarns are great and their patterns are fun. And again, right now the patterns are free. So whenever you buy a yarn from Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl, if it's a pattern that comes that I can offer you for free, I will include the pattern with the yarn. If it's a pattern that we buy on Ravelry, then I would have to purchase that, or you can purchase it yourself on Ravelry. So you know what, I wanted to talk a little bit more about these new yarns that have come out for the summer from Huasco Cotton and the the Noro, Sonata, and Kumos. Kumo, we haven't talked about yet. And Kumo has a nice movement to it. This is a simple sweater, an open sweater. Let's get this on our lady so you can see what she looks like. This is a great little kimono type sweater that you can just, it's great for the summer. Has a nice little roll neckline to it. And the Kumo, different colors that it comes in. You've got your pinks, The green is really pretty. I just got another one upstairs too, a new one. Make sure I'm showing you the right ones. Yeah. They're so new. I just want to be sure I show you the options that are available. I just love the way, it was this is an interesting sweater because when it first came in, I'm like, I'm not so sure. But I really like it. I like the way it falls. It's got a nice flow to it. There are more colors that you can see that in. And there are more, again, on our website available. Whoa. And let's see. Great price point on these. It's $20.69. Let's tell you a little bit about the fiber content in this one. The Noro Kumo is 41% viscose, a cotton, silk, and wool. So nice. The wool, it gives it some nice stability. Again, 10% off everything during the show, or during the weekend of the show, I should say. And let's talk about that cotton again. I showed you this morning the Solar Flare shawl that I'm working on. I love this. I can't wait to finish it. I'm so excited with it. And I did put out, here's what I wanted to show you with the cotton. I'm sorry, Paul. My cameraman is being so patient with me as I shift from place to place. And I keep dressing and undressing our models here. This is a very interesting little number using Huasco, using the cotton, the Araucania cotton. Look at this pretty. This one is a crocheted shawl. This one is crocheted. There's a knit option as well. I love the tassel. The tassel on the side and on the bottom here. I'll show you. It's a great little finishing touch. Just cute. So there's a knit version and a crochet version. And are we about out of time?
Yep.
Wow. Well, we've got so much more to show you, so much more to share with you. I hope you'll tune in at 3 o'clock to see what's going on then. Be sure to share this post, or be sure to share the show on your page or with all your friends. And go to nittygrittyyarngirl.com if there was something you saw that you would like to purchase, or give me a call at 203-856-6755. We'll see you at 3 o'clock.